Hi everyone, a follower of mine asked me to make resolutions for the signs as I was talking about freeing ourselves from oppressive routines because we were talking about the sixth house and I was talking about how basically our daily lives can often contain dynamics that we feel gelled within in a certain manner. So today I will do 12 resolutions for the signs based on their sixth house for 2024. P.S. Before we continue, I just want to say that, as I just said, I was about to do 12 resolutions. So, like one sign, one resolution. But as I went, I figured that for some signs, there were just more things to say. So, some signs will have more resolutions than others because not everyone was dealt the same cards to deal with. Okay? All right. And also note that in a general manner, most signs will have pretty much all signs will have more than one resolution anyway. Okay, let's get started. So, Aries, you have Virgo in your sixth house, which is currently hosting the South Node. If anything, I suggest working on what it is that brings you fulfillment and makes you feel physically and mentally healthy in the simplest ways. The South Node is immaterial and doesn't encourage hoarding, so you must focus on what can contribute to your growth in the most simple ways with minimal tools. Start slow, one thing after the other. You can start with simply 2 or 3 things that urgently need to be removed from your life and evolve from there. Some of you need to pay serious attention to your diet, and others would gain decluttering their space using the Marie Kondo method, for instance. Keep in mind that basically you want more order in a less is more fashion. All right, Taurus. In your sixth house, we have Libra. A rule to live by that will always be good for you, at least when it comes to your relationship with yourself, is to learn to cultivate balance. Learning to pay attention to your intuition is also important. Remove anything that makes you feel imbalanced. Learn to not engage with things that throw you off balance. Learning to feel comfortable saying no is another resolution to work with this year if that's something you still need to work on. Saying yes to something just because it brings you stability or at least a sense of stability, while it disrupts your emotional and psychological equilibrium, may not be that much of a great deal. Maybe the biggest lesson, and so biggest resolution, is to understand not everything can be compromised for and to be more radical in your choices. Gemini. Scorpio is the sign that occupies your sixth house. This is a good year for an adventure if you are looking for a change, especially if we consider the Pisces North Node transiting in your 10th house. It's giving anything is possible. Think big. Dare to be unrealistic. To quote unquote fake it till you make it. Even if the results you obtain aren't perfect, with the North Node in your 10th house, the growth will be worth it. And the North Node will then move to your 9th house. So, whatever it is that you get, it will be a valuable learning experience. Trust that. Live life like it's a movie. Traveling far away will also probably bring you great satisfaction. A more general resolution that will work well for Geminis is to walk more and go out more. Cancer. Sagittarius is the sign that inhabits your sixth house, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter went back direct right before we entered 2024 after months of being retrograde. If there's something that would make a good resolution right now for you, it's embrace growth. Engage with things that will promote your growth. Jupiter also rules your 9th house, so be open to learning new things, to put yourself in positions where you will be taught. Another good resolution would be backlight. Think simple. Not think small, but think simple. The South Node is in Virgo in your third house, and the best way to get things going is to be willing to start with simply what is available here and now, with the ideas that you have here and now, even if they aren't really well fleshed out. It doesn't matter. Let life provide more for you as you go. All right, let's get to Leo. A Capricorn 6th house. Saturn makes things unfold rather slowly in your life, and when in control of implementing change, Saturn has a turnover of approximately 3 years, as this is the duration of Saturn's transit in one sign. If there are any resolutions you put in place last year or any plan you started working on, keep up the good work. It's good for you to really give yourself about 2-3 years to implement things. That's the time during which things may be fragile often, but after that, they can start to solidify and even already bear fruit, even if there's still more to achieve in regards to the goal that you had set. Eventually, if you feel like there are too many things you must carry, a good resolution can be to only focus on what is essential to what you are currently working on. No distractions. More rest and order is the way to go. Remove what is superfluous from your life. No more time and money spent on that. If you can be disciplined with that, life will probably reward you with more than you expected. And even if it's not a lot, the quality of what is gained will make a difference and make everything worth it. If we want to go for a more general resolution, get better at saving your money or save more. Again, less is more. Let me reformulate. Spending less is more money on your bank account. And yes, we could think of things like spending more attracts more money in etc., but not everything has to work for everyone. And regardless of how this has worked for you with the South Node in your second house currently, it is just better to not try to get too smart about it. Keep it simple by spending less and saving more. All right, let's get to Virgo. Well. South Node in your first house, Saturn in your sixth house. If anything, the cards that you are being dealt with right now may be among the most challenging ones. Not because there is a lot to do, but precisely because you'll have to be content with not doing a lot. Trying to do too much will most likely have you crash and fall and have you drained anyway. The South Node isn't really down for doing too much. It isn't really down for the do too much, girl boss, gaslight life. So this year, you want to ground yourself. Avoid losing yourself in things and people who do not sustain your well-being on the long term. With the South Node in your first house, you will most likely be unable to anyway. Saturn in your sixth house means too much unnecessary effort will lead to exhaustion. If we want to go for a more classic resolution, one that will be great for Virgos, this year, try to keep your schedule simple. Define 1 or 2 priorities that you actually have to do with your well being so that you do not neglect yourself, and be more gentle with yourself with the rest. You might want to cut out tasks that aren't really necessary like that, or like reduce the frequency at which you do them. Take it easy. All right, now Libra. Libra has a Pisces 6th house. The North Node is transiting your 6th house this year. So, if we want to free ourselves from lies who do not suit us this year, we will most likely have to take a leap of faith. Trust yourself and have faith in the process. Do not worry too much about the work to do. The Virgo 12th house South Node transit says that for the most part, most of what needs to be done on your end has already been done and or will handle itself, as most things will fall into place and unfold organically, giving everyone room to grow, as things are most likely set to turn into a group effort where everyone benefits from the involvement of the other. Now, going for a more general resolution, I'd say embrace resting more. Saturn exalts in your sign. Libras should never overexert themselves. We shall get back to this last point in a future video relatively soon if all goes well. I will not be focused on Libras in this video, but you will understand what I just said better. Meditating regularly and learning to regulate your nervous system in terms of stress management are also great things Libras should get into this year. Scorpio, you have Aries in your sixth house. Jupiter just went back direct in there. All I can say is, regardless of what can be lost during your various transformations, stress less and trust more. Trust both your intuition and what you have learned to guide you and assist you in overcoming new challenges. Do not be afraid to start over completely and to let go of anything that isn't promoting rapid growth. The Pisces North Node in your fifth house suggests letting yourself have more fun, even if it's childish. It will do you good and can really go a long way. Let your inner child have more fun this year. A simple resolution that could definitely maximize the energy of your sixth house is exercising and or going to the gym regularly. Jupiter being back direct will maximize muscle growth and or just visible results on your body in accordance to your routine in general. Sagittarius, Taurus, sixth house. Greed is the root of all vices. Do not be greedy. Enjoy the simple things. Is there any way your lifestyle and or current aspirations are making you a slave to your desires? Virgo South Node transit in your 10th house can give you an impression of, why am I even doing all this? This life feels empty with no one to share all I am earning with, etc., etc. Those types of feelings. Are you using the resources you earn in ways that actually nourish your spirit and not just your material self? Focus on what is truly important. Find what it is and focus on that. Developing meaningful hobbies can be a good way to start. In terms of a general resolution, making sure you have a healthy diet, eating out less, and cooking more will be a great thing to do. It's also a good way to focus on the simple things only. Capricorn, Gemini, sixth house. This is one of the signs where I feel there isn't too much to say. 2024 is a year of change, but the sixth house is patterns and Gemini is commonality. Maybe take some time to reevaluate your habits. Let's start here. Is there anything that potentially keeps you stuck in cycles that you do not like or feel aren't fulfilling anymore? If yes, and if you don't know how to change those, you could try doing the opposite or simply replace the habit by something new for you. Try new things. Things you haven't dared doing before up till now. That last part is important because this isn't about doing something random. We want to be intentional with it. It's about intentions you've put on the shelf for different reasons. Bring them back to the front of the scene and get into them. It can mean picking back up something you had started doing, then kind of gave up on. The goal here is to confront your fears. It will be transformative, but it's up to you to evaluate whether the trade is worth it or not. If you can continue living like this, Don't change anything. If you cannot, then time for a change has come. Other than that, a simple resolution can subtly but surely enhance your quality of life is to read more books. To that, we can add using affirmations on a daily basis and also working on overtaking less. The choice is yours. Aquarius, Cancer 6th house. Find ways in which you can nurture yourself better this year. The advice is so simple it may seem irrelevant, but trust that once you have decided you will prioritize your needs, it will bring you to a point where you have to make serious choices in regards to what you choose to engage with, entertain, spend time on. Because if it's either doing something or prioritizing your well being, what will you choose to do? Virgo so snowed in your 8th house. Is it really worth it to sacrifice your needs or your health to keep up with your current lifestyle if you feel stuck within it? Life is a trade. Prioritizing your needs may bring challenges your way, but in life, sometimes you have to trade one poison for another. Good thing is, you can still pick your poison, and on top of that, in appropriate doses, a lot of substances that are poisonous, if taken in excess, will actually heal you if the right amount is ingested. I said pick your poison, but really sometimes the path that looks like picking poison is where true freedom lies. In a more general manner, allow yourself to indulge in pleasures more often. Treat yourself more this year. Pisces, Leo 6th house it is. If there's one resolution I can suggest you to go with, it's actually I wouldn't suggest much beyond recommending this. Be present. South node in your 7th house, North node in your 1st house. It's easy to get carried away and lose yourself into too many things. Don't lose touch with reality. I also say learn to take things at a face value. It helps a lot. In terms of general advice, I think being more consistent in what you do is a good thing to work on for Pisces. Also, in a general manner, nurturing your inner child and making sure to nurture at least one creative hobby is a good resolution to work with at any moment, not just in 2024. Okay, so I am pretty much done with resolutions for the zodiac signs in 2024. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and a few months from now, if you see that resolutions I have shared in this video have contributed positively to your life, do not hesitate to come back and share in the comments. I will actually be glad to see that, my advice, quote unquote, has been able to help people make positive changes that they want in their lives. All right, so that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and also to turn the notifications on so that you don't miss out on my future uploads. You can also support my work on Patreon. On Patreon, you can also, depending on the tier that you are subscribed to, you can also get to send me your ideas if there's something that you would like to see me discuss in a YouTube video. And if other Patreons agree with the suggestions, you may see me make videos that you have requested. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.